Warning: the following video contains footage of a video game rated M for mature by the Entertainment Software Rating Board. It may contain graphic violence, mature themes, adult language, or other objectionable content, and is not intended for younger viewers. Please consider yourself warned. Hey, it's Entheogen, and welcome back to our Valentine's Day Fiesta. In this episode, I'm playing something called Sakura Spirit. I've not played this game before. I think it's a dating sim, I think. Anyway, let's go ahead and get it started here. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Okay. Yet as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. Or are fairy tales nothing more than dreams? Dun dun dun. At least that's what most people say. Then what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Or incredibly handsome? We'll find out. Dad, every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there is something really important you should know, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges he might have to face. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. My dad's so silly. Ever since I was a young child, I've been interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. And yes, I know it's pronounced manga, I don't care. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. No, you have to have some sort of traumatic episode in your past, like your parents had to be shot in an alleyway, or you're bitten by a radioactive spider, or, you are bored. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination. But that's not true, they're figments of other people's imagination as well. I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Tahiro, to obviously be Takahiro, a 17-year-old rising judo star, and no, that's not me bragging. Wait, I don't get to name this person? I don't get to name my character? At least in Hatoful Boyfriend, I gotta name my character. I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career on an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent the country at a sport that I loved, but the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. Kiyomi. Wee! Taka-kun! Get your butt in gear! I'm not going to do funny voices in this one because I blew out my throat really badly doing the last episode. And incidentally, I'm sorry for the poor quality of the last episode. I didn't realize how much clipping there was in the audio of the last episode. I think I fixed it, but we'll find out here. Takahiro. Okay, I'll be right there, Kiyomi. Not wanting to keep Kiyomi waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, not even realizing I was still in my pajamas. Hold on a second, Kiyomi. Gotta grab my shoes before you head out to school. Maybe you should put your clothes on, too. Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom? Why don't I have no visuals? For a moment, my eyes drifted downwards, noticing I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards my room. Is this a ghost story? Are there no people in this? Is this like everyone's a ghost? Can't see them. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. No, he's not. I never even heard of the Golden Knight. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Hello! Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. She's alright looking, I guess. That only happened once. You knew very well it was super hot that night. I bet it was super hot. Super duper hot. And geez, warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot. No, I mean, it's super hot right now. That's why I'm stripping. You didn't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead? No, stop. Don't make me kick your ass. I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants, proceeding with the few remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's been going on in that hostel of yours? Oh, good writing. How I've missed you. That was sarcasm, in case you haven't noticed. It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Oh, right, that whole judo thing that you're so crazy about. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches and you kick butt. So wait, she kicks ass, but he kicks butt. And of course, if you're really worried, you could always pray. Pray to Jesus. Pray to Judo Jesus, and he'll give you magical judo powers. What? Don't tell me you don't know? It's one of the school's legends. Apparently, there's some shrine out in the forest that, if you pray to it, brings you good luck. I don't understand what it is up with Japanese high schools having legends. Like, the only legend that we had at my high school was that you shouldn't eat the mystery meat at lunch. And that really wasn't so much as a legend as much-needed life advice. Ichikawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam and she got a perfect score. I think she'd be better off studying, personally. I mean, whether or not you believe in gods, or God, or whatever, I imagine that he, they, or it have better things to do than help you make up for your laziness by giving you a perfect score. It's like, they've got, like, evil cosmic entities from Galaxy X to fight. They don't need to be taking 5 minutes away to make sure that you get 100% on your, cursive exam. A shrine that is said to bring you good luck sounds like bogus to me, but at this point I'm willing to try anything, I guess. No, don't go fiddling around with mysterious shrines. That never ends well. I'll ask Ichikawa-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up a modern-day Tarzan. That's not how the Tarzan story goes, but I'll let it slide this time. Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again. Eye roll. Oh, I get her. She's the bossy one. This is the bossy character. I mean, the bossy girl character. There's always, in these things, there's always a bossy girl character. A hero is never too early, nor are they ever too late. They arrive precisely when they are needed. TM, the JRR token estate. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry. See, I told you, that's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Listen, if you've ever met some of the sports nerds that I've met, you would realize that there's a strong overlap between those two groups, much stronger than TV shows make it out to be. Let's not forget the Casanova and Man of the Year candidate bits. They're important details. I doubt you qualify for either of them, Pajama Boy. That's pretty harsh. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before, to school. Nerd. Hey, buddy, did you get a load of the nerd? I'm recording this at like 10:30 at night, so I can't be real loud. Several hours later. Silence, more silence, even more silence. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine that Kiyomi had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey, Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring you good luck? Oh, let me guess, you want to date her. Well, even though I do admit she's what? Even though I do admit she's very attractive. What? I'm afraid she's already going out with somebody. Me! Oh, you pervert. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Kiyomi, all that, you can keep your sister to yourself. See, told you. Joke aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Is that shrine available this weekend? I mean, I got 2 tickets to the water park. The shrine and I can go. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo. She said something about it being near a river, and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention when she was going on about it. I mean, she was... God, here's the... Oh, God. Sakura Spirit. Don't go and spoil my jokes. I mean, she was wearing this top, and it was tight, and... I was joking about the incest thing, and then you have to go and spoil it. Stop. I seriously don't need to hear the details. I doubt anyone else is interested. I'm kind of interested. So do you know anyone else who might have heard about the shrine? Classmate. Doesn't even get a name. Are you guys talking about that lucky shrine out in the forest? The one and only, according to Ichikawa's sister, Ichikawa's hot sister. There's supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that, but there's this fiery girl at the Asakura dojo who knows more about it. And by fiery girl, I mean she's literally on fire. Now watch as like in 5 screens later, it's revealed that she literally is on fire. I'm starting to get worried about the fact that I'm able to predict this. Wait, are you talking about Arya-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary? I bet she's super hot. That's the one! Notice that we don't even get to see this classmate. He's off screen. He doesn't get a name. But he does have several lines, so now he can get a Screen Actors Guild card. So good for him. Oh, in that case, I believe I can still be of help. Takahiro-kun, I know where that place is. So I guess this guy's got a thing for the fiery girl. Of course you do. We both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Arya-senpai... Was she like Arya off of Game of Thrones? Arya-senpai will appreciate you visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you that what happened the last time you tried to peek at her after she finished practice? God, this guy right here, the kind of the nerdy one with the tie, he's a total perv. Blood, sweat, and tears. Shut up! I don't peep on the ladies. That's slander, you know. I should sue you. I would never look at Arya-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet? God, these guys are such pervs. I've seen a bit of side boob, but the hole I found really didn't let me get a good view of. There we go. Someone called the cops. Ichikawa the Peeping Tom has confessed. God, this guy's a perv. Why are we friends with them again? I playfully patted Ichikawa's shoulder as I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process, prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. Yeah, save it for the judge, perv. More silence. Once school was over, I decided to take my chances with a little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Arya-senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course, I knew her. She was a judo student just like myself. But for whatever reason, she has been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. Arya-senpai, are you around? Are you just going to stand out and yell? Go inside, doofus. Yeah. Oh, this game, it's like ruining my jokes because every time I make a joke about something being completely ridiculous, literally the next screen is like them doing that stupid, ridiculous thing. I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl. God, these dating sims are so hard on my throat. And like 6 guys just dropped dead right there. She just kicked the crap out of them. Heh, follow the shouts and you will find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Arya seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as she was fighting an imaginary opponent. That's called training, doofus. Perhaps now is the perfect opportunity to surprise her a little? Nothing can go wrong with this plan. I see no flaws in this plan. I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand towards her shoulder. Well, I see where this is going. Arya. Well, why are we outside? Why can't we go inside? Why don't we see any of these characters? I could be reading this in a book. I know it's called a visual novel, but the emphasis is on visual, not on the novel bit. Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Arya reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt, shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Oh, she's considerably less attractive than I was hoping, considering the way the other perv was carrying on. No one sneaks up on the great Kunoichi Arya. Oh, Takaboy, I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I just got thrown to the ground like a sack of potatoes. Didn't you read the previous screen? Kunoichi, more like Tasmanian devil. That throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it. Oh, maybe a shred. There's no mercy in the ring, Takaboy. Better you had learned that now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, you want to do some sparring, don't you? Actually, I actually came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt. No! The shrine! Focus on the shrine! Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway. Where to start? You used to take part in big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going in the ring? Oh yeah, ha! This one time I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me into the car. Parent of the Year award, right there, people. Of course, that was when I was like 8. I'm like 9 now, so... Well, obviously I can't go and hide for my match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go pray or something. Honestly, at this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little. Takaboy, are you sure about this? Praying is serious business, after all. I mean, you could call down Cthulhu. I mean, any kind of horrible judo god might hear your prayers. You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Intriguing. Love, you say? Arya seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. It's a pity we don't see that. Eventually she snapped her fingers and grabbed a tight hold on me. Alright, I'll tell you the way to this shrine I know, but it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and bob of your head. You need to give something to the shrine, something of value. Like, what, like 10 bucks? I mean, that's pretty valuable. I guess I'll have to think of something before I get there. Thanks, Senpai, I appreciate the help. Oh, no, Takaboy. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own. This map's not going to lead anywhere. She's gonna be like, well, that idiot's out there searching for a get judo quick scheme. I'm gonna be training in here, and then when this tournament comes around, I'm gonna kick his ass. That's what that's I can read her mind. If it actually turns out that way, and that's the way that the plot of the game goes, I should like get out of Let's Playing and go start buying lottery tickets or something, because my ability to predict this stuff has been pretty good so far. You're not tagging along, not even for a little while? Please, pretty please. Afraid so, Takaboy. Just let me grab some paper, I'll draw that map for you. And the X marks the spot. After Arya's return, quick preparations were made, and I followed the directions noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far, and however the hint on how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. We'll just go back the way you came. Just turn the map over, turn it so it's upside down, and then follow it back. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. Well, that's helpful. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the trees, and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. Well, actually, technically, Ichikawa himself mentioned it and referred to her. But I followed Arya's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so, I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. Maybe you'd been better putting that hour to better use by practicing, instead of searching for, magic shrines. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could secretly be secretly living there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master. It's a portal to another dimension. I'm calling it right now. He's going to get sucked into this shrine, and he's going to end up in feudal Japan. Because that's what always happens in anime when they go and they try and find some creepy shrine out in the forest. It's always what happens. Like if this was a western like story, he'd be searching for an old church, and it would be like full of like zombies or vampires. In this case, that's the standard. In this case, it's you're going to get sucked into an alternate dimension. The thought of a hermit living in hiding within the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. Why? It's a crazy notion. So presumably he moved out. He moved into the shrine shortly after the hermit who prepared himself for some incredible exam that Ichikawa's sister met moved out. I guess that's the plot line here. I guess it's too good to be true. Darn tootin' it is, Takahiro. I sighed in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the grounds surrounding appeared to be completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living there. Whoa. Why? Why do you care if anyone's living there or not? All you care about is getting magical, judo skills by praying to the shrine. You found the shrine. You're one up. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts at the back of the room. Look, they misspelled altar, but it's significant. It's a significant misspelling because it's going to change him. He's going to lay hands on it. Look nearby. Is there like a book that's bound with human skin and has like a human kind of face on it? It looks like if you touched it, it would bite you. Do not read from that book. That's my advice. Do not read from that book. Any creepy books, scrolls, tablets, don't read from them. Don't do anything. Don't go near the altar. Don't even touch the altar. Right? Don't do anything. I guess is the thing everyone's been talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I had been given. Putting it inside my bag, I approached the altar. A-L-T-A-R. Altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this is actually going to work. I know it's going to work, dude. I know this is going to work. I'm not skeptical at all. I'm skeptical it's going to get you what you want, but I'm not skeptical at all. I don't even think luck will do me much good in a match like this. Well, way to have faith in yourself, dude. In my opinion, there wasn't anything for things like luck in martial arts. There's only two things that get you ahead in martial arts. Hard work and cheating. Alright, that's the life lesson, kids. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. There is simply no room for something as superstitious as quote-unquote luck. Clearly this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits. Nothing more and nothing less. So he realizes, he has this epiphany, he goes home, the game is over. We helped him grow, we helped him become a better person. How curious, the boy doesn't believe in superstition, yet he stands here surrounded by the very thing he denounces. It's a female voice, notice. Hello. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there? Do you really want an answer, Takahiro? Perhaps this is this terrifying hermit you were talking about before. Quite the cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I? No, I think the right thing to ask is, why are you horning in on my business, lady? I've got some serious praying to do. Go do your own damn thing. Leave me alone to pray. Rude. What are you talking about? Show yourself. Who says show yourself? Besides Triumph, the insult comic doc. God, that doc's so funny. Reveal yourself. Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things such as luck? Look, I may not believe in luck, but I believe in magic judo shrines. I believe in them. And I believe in myself. I came here to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be you're preparing yourself for. So not only is that sentence awkward as it is, but it ends in that you have a dangling participle at the end. Well, it's a preposition, actually. It's a dangling preposition. So do enlighten me for what you are preparing yourself. Here. Much better. I felt a little bit annoyed as the questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I would be able to find out where Shell was hiding. Who's Shell? I'm assuming that's supposed to be she. So this is the scene where he's creeping around. He's grabbed a weapon of some kind, like a sensor or something like that from the altar. He's creeping around, and she's like moving from spot to spot inside the dojo, like in the shadows, and he's like super tense, looking up like, where is she? Where is she? And you know how this incredibly awesome scene would appear, except what we've got instead is a still image of a dojo with nothing going on. That's what we've got. I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match. Judo? What might that be? Well, you're Japanese, lady. I mean, it's a Japanese word, you know. It means the way of something. The way of throwing, the way of grappling, the way of wrestling. The Ju stands for something, I don't know. The Do means the way, I know that much. It's like Bushido or Play-Doh, right? Seriously, you don't even know what Judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. Notice it's an art. Aha, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not so sure about the warrior part. How fortunate, it just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind. About to be sucked into a portal, dude. You're about to be sucked into an alternate dimension full of sexy dames. My kind? Yes, the hapless, faceless anime protagonist. A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every hero must sacrifice something in return. If it's a body part they want you to sacrifice, say no. Unless you get to pick the body part, in which case you could say like, you know, like, I don't know, one of your back teeth or something like that. Let me clarify that. As long as it's just going to fall out, right? If it's like, we're going to pull it out, then say no. But if it's like, okay, you know what, just take, you know, like one of my back teeth, just have it drop out, or like an earlobe, or, you know, maybe you like your pinky toe, right? Maybe you could do one of those. Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version sounds better, though. Certainly sounds more melodramatic, I can say that. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clasp my hands together in prayer. Clap your hands if you believe. So what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something? $10. I told you, $10. Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. What about Iron Man or Batman? They're both heroes, and they need lots of money to fund their heroic lifestyles. For you, the sacrifice will be something of much greater value. His dick. They're totally taking his dick. Which is going to suck, because they're sending him to the land of sexy warrior babes. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. I'll be looking forward to seeing what Destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears, my head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. This is it. This is portal time. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Whoa, Nelly. Hello. Mysterious girl. Good luck, hero. You're going to need it. So she's I'm going to say she's a dragon lady who doesn't wear much in the way of clothing. She's got some horns. So she could be a demon, I suppose, but the tail is a little thicker than what we're used to in terms of demons. Despite all my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions. Before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness has come to darkness. What I find is interesting is that how completely, like, the Japanese have sort of subsumed in a lot of the sort of Christian imagery regarding demons and that sort of stuff. It's like they have a whole set of their own. I mean, they're not really demons as such. They're sort of like fairies. They're called yokai. And, but they're very different in terms of imagery than Western sort of fairies. And, I mean, but I just find that really interesting in terms of an aesthetic. Alright, so, more silence, more silence, more silence. Rays of light stirred me back to life, a groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back on my feet. I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was I was no longer in the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. It's not the forest near the dojo, calling it now. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl before. Well, looking the way that she did, I don't blame him. But not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remember. Oh, he's gone to the past! He's been sent to the past! This is some serious, like, Back to the Future shit going on right here. He's going to the past. He's gonna have to fight. He's gonna have to introduce the people of feudal Japan to rock and roll. There's a little thing we call rock and roll. Takahiro, I should probably head home. Well, there's no place like home, Takaboy. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. I told you, it's Xena warrior princess all the time now. Get back here, Hikage. Stop them at once. I'm gonna pronounce that Hikage. Alright. Stern voice. Just what do you think you're doing? I'm doing. I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them. Sing-song voice. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to read these in the Nyaha, I think they notice what's missing, Oni-sama. I'm not gonna read these voices. They're kind of silly. Mature voice. What's mature voice supposed to sound like? Like old? Keep running, little one, and we might just make it. That's why I thought this day couldn't get any weirder. The sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. Minotaur. Calling it right now. Minotaur. Coming at you. Whoa, hello. We got some ladies busting out all over the place. What in the world is going on here? Listen, Taka boy, don't complain. We got a nice view going on here. We got two ladies who are chasing two other ladies, both of whom have ears. They're pretty clearly kitsunes if you know anything about Japanese mythology. I'm assuming they're kitsunes. Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there's something off about this scene, something that didn't make any sense. Yeah, it's like, what are they wearing? Clothes, and why doesn't this one girl over here in the upper right corner have a hand? The left hand, I guess they each don't have a hand. The girls being chased had the ears and tails of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with a katana and a naginata. think the katana is this thing, obviously, right here, this sword right here. But a naginata, I think, that's that big-ass sword that we sometimes see him using, right? You conniving fox, Kitsune I called it earlier. Come back here at once. Return what you stole immediately. She's a thief, she's not going to return it. Give me back my panties. Oh, Lord. Hey, Kage, how could you say something like that out loud like that? Yeah. Haha, panties, say blonde Kitsune. That's this. Well, they're both blonde. I don't know. They're both blonde. This one, I guess this one's blonder than this one. Or maybe this one's the blonder one. Oh, I guess they're calling her the silver-haired Kitsune. Ah, no, help save us from the rampaging women. Heh. Yeah, laugh it up, you pervert. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just let them be. No, don't let them be, dude. There would be no game, and you can't get involved with these sexy dames. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls armed with rather realistic-looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. Well, I mean, if it looks like a duck, and it squawks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, chances are it's going to stab you in the stomach like a duck. So, I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go by without acting. So listen, you go to a creepy shrine, some strange demon girl appears in front of you, telling you you're a hero, transporting you to a magical land, and now all of a sudden you just think you're a hero? I'm sorry, dude, but that's a little bit of a leap. Too much of a leap. A bit of willing suspension of disbelief. Too far for me, buddy. I'm so going to regret this. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girl. What are you going to do? You know judo. You don't know sword fighting. Hikage, go around to the left. Right. No, see, I was going to make a left-right joke, and then they beat me to it. I said left. Why do you always undermine me? I wasn't saying right. I was... You know what? Never mind. Just run after them. Wait, does that pun even work in Japanese? I'm gonna have to look this up and find out whether you can make that pun. As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path. Blonde Kitsune. Oni-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit... Maybe she's got the stomach cramp, she's got the Hershey spurts. Had to go to the bathroom, probably. Just a little longer. I think it's Mako-chan? Mako, no, not now. Sorry, Oni-sama. Scissor attack! So we got girl over here, whose shirt is rather perilously closed with only one button, and other girl over here who's rather more sensibly dressed, if any of these people can be called to be sensibly dressed. I arrived just in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed, held in her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put in the stocks. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on. Yeah, although I must admit, having a breeze down there does feel kind of nice. It keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Wait a minute, this is feudal Japan, right? This is my assumption, my working assumption, that it's feudal Japan. They didn't have underwear back then. I mean, they had, like underwear, but it wasn't like underwear, like you would think of it. They certainly didn't have elastic. Hikage, goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments. Stolen. And those two criminals being brought to justice. Oni-sama, it hurts. My head hurts. Oh, I thought you were going to say your stomach hurts. Shh, it's going to be okay, little one. And then mercy kill. Hey guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear... Wait, what? They're guards? If you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. Stop it right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Whatever it was flying straight towards my head. The two samurai girls instantly grew flustered. Oh, great. And then we get this image again. Ugh, I can't see. Who the hell tosses peeling the items off my face? I raise them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape. Pink bra and lacy black panties. So, yeah, definitely, they didn't have... Well, neither of these girls look like they'd be wearing a bra. Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Aha, you there. Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime and not for anyone else to touch. Drop the panties right now, or I gut you with my spear. I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into shish kebab. What? No, stop. Shut up. Just drop the evidence and walk away. I am Tsukino Mio, chief of the village guard. Really? Really? And I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now. I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that, wielding a katana. Good point. But why does this game agree with me? More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but... Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aimed for my gut. See, I told you he was going to get stabbed in the stomach. My reflexes caught on just in time, and I was able to palm the spear away as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending up into the air, causing the girl to lose her balance. Narumi, I did not order you to attack. Wait, wasn't her name Hikage? What? Wasn't one of the girls named Hikage, or is that like a Japanese word that I'm just not being translated? Fine, I'll give them back. Geez, what just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over something that I would soon end up regretting. Ha! You think I'd fall for something so simple? Fool! You may have fooled me once, but I won't let that happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forwards and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around my back, leaving me with sore ribs and in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured it would only lead to more fighting. Well, yes, that's what fighting back involves. It's fighting. With the possibility of ending up stabbed, I decided to remain passive. What kind of hero are you? Disarm them, take their weapons, and any valuables they may be possessing. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward, and I grabbed the silky underwear from my hands triumphantly. Humph, your methods might be crude, but they do get to results. Hikage, tie him up, and we'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding. Right. And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all costs. Because they're criminals. I mumbled this weakly as the girl with the naginata tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo towards the sea. Surely once this runs out of this forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have a more important thing to do. The city. Ha! We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in the village cells, thief. Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First I get undies tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations. Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city, you know. Tsukino Toshi. Silence. Hikage, if he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious. Tsundere tyrant. Hey, that's funny. And that's how I ended up on my way to the jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of whom I started to suspect were crazy. Oh, it's a medieval village. When we exited the forest, alarms were set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life, it was gone. You've got to be kidding me. No, I'm not kidding you. If I wasn't in Tsukino Toshi, then where the hell was I? Ancient feudal Japan. Dude, catch your snap. I told you that like literally 20 minutes ago. Hey, no talking. Come on, I don't want to just bop you that much, kinda. Maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you blocked my strike so easily. Because I'm awesome. Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Listen, don't give the instructions to the crazy girl on how to be a better crazy person. Don't do that, dude. You're gonna get shivved. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they belong in some classic samurai movie. Or an alternate dimension, dude. Huh? What the heck is a movie? This is Harumaru. It's been here forever. Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to. Haha. Rules lawyering at its best. Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that. Be quiet, or I'll silence you for good. And the death penalty. They just hand it out like candy around here. This time it didn't seem to be an idle threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. No, she hasn't. She's standing there with it, kind of pulling it out of its scabbard. I was already starting to regret having played a hero earlier, as I told you you would. Idiot. Hopefully there will be someone with more common sense in the village. Several minutes later. Is this going to be I soon found myself confined within a small room, usually known as a cell. The stern-looking tsundere of a girl staring down at me, while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, well, way to catch up, we learned like 10 minutes ago, seemed to have softened up a bit. From what I had gathered during their conversations, they had called their village elder to oversee my questioning. Prediction: she will also turn out to be an attractive lady. What purposes did these thefts have? Or are you just some pervert who gets off on sniffing sniffing girls' undies? I ought to castrate you. Told you the price for being a great hero: losing your dick. I already told you I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention anything worn by you would probably smell sour. Dude, she's got a knife. She's going to stab you. She's going to gut you right there in front of her. I couldn't see too well from the cell where they had put me, but I was almost certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby. Oh, it's actually a dude. Village elder. Tsukino Dono, please call down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you? That is correct, Elder Sama. I believe he is working together with the Fox Spirit steal something of great value to us, I'm sure. Panties and other undergarments, such as brassieres and possibly corsets. Objection! Huh, what are you objecting to, young man? The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusation was fabricated. Wait, what? She's the accuser, not the defendant. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Was the defendant, that is myself, anywhere near those girls while you were in pursuit of them? Hold it. Who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down. Hey, Mio-san, maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. We can just ask him why he was up there in those woods. If he has a valid reason, then sure. If not, then he's clearly a panty thief. Those are the only two options. And we'll use him as a punching bag out in the yard. That's not very nice. What kind of welcoming committee are you people? Finally, and here I thought this was about to become a turnabout case. I sighed deeply, partly amused by my own act despite the seriousness of the situation. Who would have ever thought mimicking characters from games and movies would really end up getting me out of trouble? Not me, says the guy playing a video game. As long as I didn't become an ace prisoner, things would hopefully turn out for the better. Alright, so wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start giving us your name? Gushikin Takahiro. So what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves? I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine, hidden inside the forest. The next thing I knew, some weird girl was talking to me. Well, considering that we've met, 6 females in this game, and they've all been kind of weird, that narrows it down a lot. Takahiro. A girl? Yes, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I could have sworn I saw her before I must have fainted. After that, I woke up somewhere in the forest. Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan, do you recall the stories behind the shrine near our village? That it's haunted and we shouldn't go near there? That's where the creepy Candyman lives? If you say his name 3 times in the dark, you summon him. The Candyman. Forgive me, Elder Sama, I do not recall. I know it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, grandfather. Oh, so she's this redhead is this dude's granddaughter. That shrine belongs to Tsuyuri, a powerful spirit that has been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid going too deep into the forest. Don't go into the woods. Stay out of the woods. I still think I'd get rid of those pests once and for all if we would just let me go in and find their home. It's probably hidden in some damp cave on a hill or just some run-down old house. Let me tell you a story about my colonial days. when I was me and my friends, we were working for the government in feudal Japan. We were trying to track a panty thief into some woods, right? We couldn't find anybody who traded with him. So eventually the only way we got rid of the panty thief, we burned the forest down. That's what you're gonna have to do, Mio. Humans and spirits rarely mingle, even if they meet with good intentions. Now it's like we're more into like homebodies. Where spirits, they go out to like the clubs and that sort of stuff. It's just we don't mingle. The fact that this lad says he saw a spirit means there is a chance he was there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disoriented and his clothes look foreign. Well, I'm still perfectly oriented. I mean, I'm in the Orient, right? I'm in Japan, right? And his clothes look foreign. Well, wait a minute, what? My clothes look foreign. These girls are both wearing Western-style clothes. Maybe I'm in a kimono, but you're in a kimono. Wait. This game is making me break my brain. He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing like that around for miles. He was also talking about something called a movie, and he used some fighting techniques that I've never even seen before. He is still a pervert. Hey, Ichikawa is the pervert. I'm the cool one. The cool judo dude, who's trying to win the judo championship and become judo master. Judamon, gotta catch 'em all. I'm not a pervert. It's perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things. Besides, if you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face, I have nothing to do with it, Tsundere Tyrant. Alright, well. This game is a little ridiculous, I gotta admit. When I have to unironically use the phrase, if you're talking about how the panties ended up on my face, I think I'm gonna call it. I think that's enough Sakura Spirit for me. For the night, at least. I think I'm gonna call that an episode. Like a lot of visual novels, I dislike the level of lack of interactivity. Like, I mean, give me more choices to do things. And show more action. At least with like Honey Pop, the girls move a little bit. And you got the game and stuff. And it's so, everything in up here has been like a cliche so far. I mean, what I want to know is this game actually being produced by like a Japanese game studio, or is this like a American-made game that's like an homage to various Japanese-made games? Because it strikes me as being very kind of cliche. Like, all these elements are so they're threadbare. They're well worn. Anyway, so this has been Sakura Spirit, another dating sim. Get an idea of what's going on. It is rated. It is, according to the Steam description, does have nudity in it, and you can't stream it on Twitch apparently because it's got nudity in it. So we haven't seen any yet, but as you've seen from some of the language, I'm guessing you will see some eventually. I'm going to call that an episode. I will see you next time.